Selene Delgado López se ignora su paradero desde el 28 de mayo del año 2000.
Canal 5, translating to Channel 5, is a Mexican free-to-air television network owned by Televisa Univision. It consists of cartoons, foreign series, and movies, along with a limited number of sporting events. During ad breaks, the channel aired the segment Service to the Community, featuring pictures of missing people. Most of the images were clear, except for Selene Delgado's, which was grainy and distorted, accompanied by a police sketch. Viewers felt uneasy after seeing the pictures and started researching her case. They searched the missing person database but found no information about her. Then, around midnight one day, the Channel 5 Twitter page posted several creepy videos like this. Later, a viewer discovered that the police sketch shown was of Baton Rouge serial killer Derek Todd Lee. To this day, it remains a mystery who Selene Delgado is, why another person's police sketch was used, and why Channel 5 posted the eerie videos.
Time for lunch, munch, munch. Time for a munch, crunch, crunch. Munch, munch, crunch, crunch. Munchy, munchy, crunchy, crunchy.
El Chavo del Ocho is a beloved Mexican television sitcom created by and starring Roberto Gómez Bolaños, also known as Chespirito. The show originally aired from 1971 to 1980 and is set in a low-income neighborhood, focusing on the misadventures of an orphaned boy named El Chavo, who lives in a barrel in the courtyard of a communal housing complex. The series is known for its humor, heartwarming moments, and memorable characters. In certain episodes, shadows and faces can be seen in windows or peeking around corners. Viewers have speculated these might be ghosts or a stalker, fueled by rumors that the cast was being stalked. Fans contacted Edgar Vivar, who played Senor Barriga, and he suggested that the faces likely belong to staff members. However, it remains unclear who was peeking at the cast. Funky Town is a gore video that is known as one of the worst cartel torture videos. The video begins with music playing, and the camera pans to a man tied to the floor and hooked to an IV that is pumping drugs into his body to keep him awake. The man's face is skinned, his eyes are gouged out, and his hands are cut off. The man begins screaming, and the cartel members stick a box cutter down his throat to shut him up. They then pull out the box cutter and slit his throat 40 times. They continue to torture the man while they laugh and play the song Funky Town. The video ends with the victim still alive. La Pascualita, also known as La Chonita, is a mannequin in a bridal shop in Chihuahua, Mexico, that has caught the attention of locals and tourists since it was first displayed in 1930. This mannequin is remarkably lifelike with veins and discoloration around the mouth and eyes, leading to rumors that it is actually the embalmed body of the shop owner's daughter, who allegedly died on her wedding day after being bitten by a black widow spider. Over the years, the legend has grown with stories of supernatural occurrences and sightings of La Pascualita's eyes moving and following visitors around the store.
Compadre, La Pascualita, venimos a visitar aquí en Chihuahua, pueden ver el estudio está muy chido. ¿Viste eso? ¿Viste eso?
The ghost ambulance is a Mexican urban legend that has circulated since 2017. According to the legend, people report seeing an ambulance that appears out of nowhere and then disappears just as suddenly. In March 2017, a man posted a video of himself driving on a road known to be haunted. He tuned the radio to 6:90 a.m., and a distorted ambulance siren could be heard.
Buenas noches, raza. Estamos en una calle, donde se supone una persona falleció. De hecho, está la cruz por ahí donde la persona murió. ¿Por qué razón? No se sabe. Pero si escuchan la radio, la estación está en la 690 de AM. Y súbele. Se escucha la canción. Bájale poquito, güey. Se supone, se dice que cuando llegas para allá, donde está la cruz, más o menos por donde va la camioneta aquella, se distorsiona este pedo y empieza a sonar una ambulancia. No se sabe si es verdad, pero bueno, se dice. Vamos a pasar por ahí, pues, a ver qué pedo. Deja que pase ese señor. Ahora sí, dale. La estación no se ha cambiado, es la misma estación. Ahí vamos. Por allá está la cruz. Dale lento, más lento. ¡A la madre! ¿Dónde está la cruz? Dale. Ahí está la cruz del muertito. ¡A la madre!
After the video went viral, locals were interviewed and revealed that a 26-year-old man had been shot and killed on that road. Skeptics online accused the man of faking the video, prompting him to return and capture the phenomenon again on Facebook Live. The live stream also went viral, leading news outlets to investigate the eerie occurrences themselves.
Raza, buenas noches. Pues después de lo del video, bájale. Después de que publiqué el video de la cruz y la ambulancia, pues me llegaron muchos mensajes de que si era verdad o no, y que cuando hacían la transmisión en vivo, pues ahorita nos dirigimos para allá otra vez, los mismos que me acompañaron la noche anterior. Y pues para que vean que no es pedo, que sí es de verdad.
Tantas evidencias no pueden ocultarse.
A ver, vamos otra vez a ver qué onda.
Absoluta. El mundo ahora está consciente.
Ya se distorsionó, pero suena más extraño. Adiós, muertito.
Extra Normal is a paranormal Mexican TV show that would cover anything paranormal and investigate haunted places. During one of the episodes, they explored El Panteón Dolores. For this episode, the host Alberto del Arco was accompanied by medium Laura Rivas. They visited a cemetery believed to be extremely haunted due to a large pit filled with unclaimed bodies stacked in black trash bags. These bodies are believed to be lost souls roaming the cemetery. During their visit, Alberto was interviewing a man when the medium Laura began to lose her senses, seemingly becoming possessed. Here is the disturbing footage.
Teníamos muchas monedas.
De repente, Laura Rivas comenzó a sentir una opresión que la hizo perder el sentido. Lo que viene a continuación se explica sin palabras.
Laura. Sí, no tienes... ¿Sientes bien? Laura, escúchame. ¿Escuchas, Laura?
¿Sabes la puerta para abrir?
¿Sí me escuchas?
Sí, por favor.
Espérate. Cálmate, Laura. La cabeza, Laura. Espérame, Laura. Cálmate, Laura. Cuidado, Laura, ya, escúchalo, Laura. Ya.
Somos nosotros. Laura.
Párate. Incorpórate, Laura, ven. Eso. Quiero volver.
After the episode aired, Laura was interviewed and stated that the possession was a life-changing experience, and she felt reborn after the incident.
Tengo el alma enamorada, no más de pensar el corazón, de soñarme noche a noche, dueño de tu amor.
Chelino Sanchez was a Mexican singer and songwriter renowned for his contributions to the narco-corrido genre, which often features ballads depicting stories of cartel drug trafficking and crime. While living in Mexico, Chelino's sister was attacked by a man. A few days later, Chelino encountered the man and shot him, killing him. To avoid being arrested for the murder, he moved to California, where he began working as a car salesman and a busboy. In Los Angeles, his music career took off, and Chelino became one of the most successful Mexican musicians. He started performing concerts all over California, and eventually got a chance to perform in Mexico. While on stage in Mexico, Chelino received a note believed to be a death threat. He continued the concert. The next morning, his body was found by two farmers near an irrigation canal close to Federal Highway 15. He was blindfolded, with his ankles and wrists tied, and had 2 gunshot wounds to the back of his head. The motive for his murder is unknown, but some believe it was related to his connections to drug cartels. Others believe it was retribution for killing the man who attacked his sister. This next video, which went viral years ago, shows a girl holding a doll she received for her quinceañera. As she poses for the camera, the doll's head suddenly turns, startling her before the video ends. What would you do in this scenario?
Bueno, aquí les presentamos a la muñeca de Bessie que se la regalaron a sus 15 años.
Ay, no manches, mira.
La pequeña araña en un tubo se subió.
Obedessa la Morsa, also known as Obey the Walrus in English-speaking countries, is an alleged cursed video that was uploaded to YouTube over a decade ago before being taken down. A random channel later re-uploaded the video. It features weird filters and edits while the Spanish version of the Itsy Bitsy Spider plays. The song's tempo accelerates and cuts to drag queen Sandy Crisp tap dancing, with the song now distorted. The video intensifies with more distorted sounds and edits of Crisp's movements, culminating in a loop of her slowly getting closer to the camera as the music abruptly stops. The video eventually ends with an image of a walrus. Mangue 937 is a 6-minute Brazilian cartel torture video that went viral in 2018. The video starts with a short interrogation of a woman. The woman pledges her allegiance to the cartel, and the video jump cuts to the same woman who is now bloody and badly beaten. She begs for her life and says you can do whatever you want, just not that. A man is pointing a gun at her head. Another man says no more chances, and the woman gets shot in the head. One of the men checks her body and says, "I don't think she's dead," and pulls out a machete and starts cutting at her neck. The video jump cuts again to another woman. They order the second woman to put her hand on a log and is struck in the hand with a machete over and over until the log is completely covered in blood. The video jump cuts again to the same woman in a hole where one of the men strikes her arm with the machete repeatedly until it is severed. One of the men orders her to lift her leg and strikes her on the shin twice. The man orders her to lift up her leg again, and she says that she can't anymore. In response, he starts striking her all over her body until the machete breaks. There's another jump cut to the woman lying on her stomach. The man pulls her hair to lift her up and cuts her throat several times until she's beheaded. A third victim was shot and beheaded off camera. The video ends with the man holding all three of their heads to the camera. In 2023, a Mexican man on TikTok named Guerra Miraz Rivera posted a video that has garnered 20 million views as of this recording. He was working the night shift alone at his grocery store job after closing when he felt like something was following him. He pulled out his phone and began recording, capturing this video of what looks to be a person. Rivera claims it was a ghost that disappeared. He later posted another video showing what he believes to be the ghost of a girl peeking from behind an aisle.
No, ya no se va a ver nada. Ya no se va a ver nada porque lo que se mira acá de este lado es la pantalla que está prendida. Ahí arriba, esa. De ahí en más, pues estoy solo, les digo, está todo solo ahorita. Solo. Y ahorita vi algo allá en la entrada de clientes. Hasta allá, hasta lo último. Y lo vi clarito. Ya lo vi otra vez. A ver si se alcanza a ver. No, me da miedo ir. A eso que se mira ahí. Eso negro que se ve ahí. Miren, ya se movió. ¡Oh! Está caminando, de hecho está que no manches. No manches. Y se sigue moviendo. Es una persona, claro está que se... Miren. Es una persona, claro está que se... Miren. No. Vámonos.
Fofão, which translates to cute in Portuguese, is a fictional character from the Brazilian TV shows Balão Mágico and TV Fofão in the 1980s. While the character scared kids in many places, the show was a hit in Brazil. It became so popular that they started selling Fofão toys. An urban legend began to spread, claiming that there were knives inside the toys for evil rituals. Most people dismissed this because the dolls were intended for children. However, some began to open the dolls and discovered a sharp object connected to the head. On July 26, 2009, YouTuber Thomas Rengstorff uploaded a video titled My Ghoul Jackson, featuring an animatronic wearing a Michael Jackson mask and clothing reminiscent of the King of Pop. A decade later, in early 2019, a Spanish-language creepypasta titled El Ayuwoki went viral. The name Ayuwoki is a play on Michael's lyric, Annie, Are You Okay?, from the song Smooth Criminal. According to the creepypasta, the Ayuwoki would sneak into its victim's room at night to say he before killing them. A PC game called Escape the Ayuwoki was later released, where the player is kidnapped by the Ayuwoki and taken to his dark, disorderly mansion. The objective of the game is to escape the house without making much noise, as the Ayuwoki can hear everything in the house. In 1988, Reino Magico Park opened to the public and quickly became one of the most popular attractions in Veracruz, Mexico. The park featured pools, slides, castles, and statues of beloved characters like Snow White and Winnie the Pooh. However, the park had an eerie history, as it was built on the site of a former cemetery, and many human remains were dug up and relocated. Visitors soon began reporting strange occurrences, such as statues appearing to move on their own. There were also unsettling incidents in the pool, with some claiming they felt like they were being pulled down, including 2 children who nearly drowned in water less than a meter deep. After several years, the park closed and was abandoned. 30 years after its opening in 2018, YouTuber Herrera Vlogs and his friends visited the abandoned park for an exploration video. They approached the Snow White statue at the entrance.
Y bueno, pongan ustedes en los comentarios qué piensan respecto a esta figura, la famosa Blancanieves de Reino Mágico. ¿Ustedes en verdad creen que el video en donde cierra y abre los ojos es real? ¿Creen que en verdad esto hay algo más allá de nuestra comprensión? ¿O piensan que todo es montado? No sé, simplemente no creen que esto pueda ser real.
But nothing unusual happened at first. However, as they were leaving, they noticed movement in the distance. Upon closer inspection, they found that the Snow White statue, which was originally at the entrance, had somehow moved to the back of the park.
Espérate, hey, no te muevas. No mames, no te muevas ahí. Güey. ¿Velador? Ese no es el velador, güey. Güey, no es el velador. No. No, aguanta, deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, Deja que mi cámara enfoque bien, güey, eso no es el velador. No digas perras mamadas, güey. Perdón. Güey, ¿fue aquí? No digas mamadas, güey. Mamadas, yo. Miren. No digas mamadas, güey. No, Dios. No. No, güey, no mames.
¿Qué fue eso, güey?
No sé.
No mames, güey, no mames.
¿Crees que haya sido ella?
Güey, nos estamos metiendo más adentro del Reino Mágico. Banda, comparte.
No mames, güey, no mames. Güey, es que era el vestido también así, güey.
¿Verdad?
Amarillo.
Yo pensé que era el velador, te lo juro, hermano.
Yo también, güey.
Qué bueno que me detuviste.
No, güey, no era el velador, mira. Blancanieves.
Blancanieves.
Ay, güey, dime que no era cierto, güey. No mames, güey.
Qué miedo.
Miren. Pero es que, güey, no creo que haya sido ella, güey, mira. Porque no se puede ni sostener esto, güey.
Total que nos formamos para concursar y al final de cuentas ganamos y ya desde entonces nos pusimos a tocar. Pero pues cuando entraron a la universidad, pues ya se deshizo el grupo. Entonces se mantuvieron un tiempo, pero no.
This next video was uploaded to YouTube by Daniel Cherez on March 29, 2009. It features footage of a performance by a Spanish-speaking band. In the video, one of the band members gives a speech about how the group came together and announces that this is their final concert due to the members leaving for college. As the band begins to play, the cameraman zooms in on the drummer, and a creepy woman, possibly a ghost, can be seen peeking from behind what appears to be a TV in the background. No one at the party noticed the woman until after the video was uploaded. In In April 2008, a video titled Mariana Mordegard Glesgorov began circulating on YouTube. The video features a man staring blankly at the camera against a red background. After 18 seconds, his expression turns into an unsettling smile. The video then zooms in on his face, which becomes distorted as the background warps. Rumors soon spread that the video was cursed, allegedly causing 153 viewers to gouge out their eyes, send them to YouTube headquarters, and take their own lives. Another rumor suggested that the man in the video was Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, a Mexican drug lord and leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, due to a perceived resemblance. However, this was debunked when someone online identified the man as Byron Cortez, although the uploader insists this is the original video. Some viewers claim they've seen a version without the zooming and distortion effects. It is believed that YouTube removed the original video, which remains lost to this day. In this next video, a young boy films his sister as she attempts to balance a soccer ball on her foot. After 2 failed tries, they switch, and the boy takes his turn. He drops the ball, and it rolls out of the room. As he goes to retrieve it, a duende, a small humanoid figure from Spanish folklore often described as a gnome, ghost, or goblin, suddenly sprints across the hallway. Both kids spot it, panic, and start shouting, "What is that?" repeatedly before the video abruptly cuts off.
Ay, Christopher, ve nada más. Me estás retando. Sí, pues tú también. Fíjate el baloncesto cómo se mueve. Te toca. Ya, para que veas como un experto lo hace bien. ¡Ay, qué es eso! ¡Ay, qué es eso! ¡Ay, qué es eso! ¡Ay, ay, ay!
On April 17th, 2021, YouTuber Jimmy Jimenez uploaded a video titled 11 de Enero de 2021. In the video, Jimmy explores an abandoned house. Upon entering, there's a doll lying flat on a chair in the corner. As he searches through the rooms and examines magazines, something eerie happens. While Jimmy is in the last room, the doll is now sitting upright in the chair. He doesn't notice it. He continues to look through notebooks before walking past the doll again and leaving the house. After exiting, the video reveals that Jimmy was in what is believed to be an abandoned mining town in Mexico. El Chapulín Colorado is a classic Mexican sitcom created by Roberto Gómez Bolaños, who is also known for shows like Chespirito and El Chavo del Ocho. The series, which aired from 1973 to 1979, is a parody of traditional superhero stories. It follows El Chapulín, a bumbling superhero dressed in a red costume with yellow heart designs and antennas. Unlike typical superheroes, Chapulín is neither strong, fast, nor particularly brave, and he often panics in the face of danger. In 1978, an episode titled Duende está el Donde, which translates to Where's the Goblin, aired. The episode starts off like a typical adventure, but takes an unusual turn when Chapulín shrinks and falls into a hole in a box of cookies. He is then transported into a bizarre circus filled with clowns wearing eerie makeup. He dances with the clowns as images of their faces flash on the screen. Many people across Latin America recall being frightened by this episode as children.
the Zetas split off from the Gulf Cartel. And cartels are not really known for being an easy group to break up with. They're not gonna send you nice flowers and send you "hope you're doing well" text messages if you leave. They're gonna try and kill you.
On January 23, 2012, 20-year-old Karen Alejandra Salinas Rodriguez was driving through an intersection in Mexico when members of the Los Zetas cartel kidnapped her. Shortly afterward, the cartel contacted Karen's family, demanding a ransom of thousands of dollars for her release. Despite the family paying the amount, the cartel did not set her free. Devastated by the lack of progress and the authorities' failure to help, Karen's mother, Miriam Rodriguez, joined an organization dedicated to searching for disappeared loved ones in Mexico. Over time, she became its leader and began her own investigation into her daughter's disappearance. 2 years after the disappearance, Karen's remains were found on an abandoned ranch. Determined to seek justice, Miriam continued her activism for missing children while taking matters into her own hands. Using disguises, such as posing as a pollster, a health worker, or an election official, she gathered crucial information about the criminals. She tracked down their names, addresses, habits, friends, hometowns, and workplaces, often visiting their homes and getting details from unsuspecting family members of the cartel members. Miriam's relentless investigation paid off. Over the next 3 years, she located and facilitated the arrests of at least 10 Los Zetas members. In one instance, she learned that one of the kidnappers, who had been working as a florist, was selling sunglasses on a bridge near the border. Disguised in a trench coat and baseball cap, Miriam confronted him. When he tried to flee, she chased him down, held a gun to his back, and restrained him until police arrived. Tragically, Miriam's courageous quest for justice made her a target. On May 10, 2017, Mexican Mother's Day, a gunman approached her outside her home and shot her 12 times, killing her at the age of 57. Her killers were never caught. El Valor de la Verdad, translated as The Value of Truth, was a Peruvian game show that aired from 2012 to 2020. The show's concept involved contestants being hooked up to a lie detector and answering a series of personal and uncomfortable questions while seated alongside their loved ones. For every truthful answer, they earned money, but a single lie would cause them to lose everything. The show's first contestant was 19-year-old Ruth Thalia Sayas Sanchez. During her episode, Ruth sat beside her boyfriend and her parents. Initially, the questions were easy, and she responded truthfully. However, as the episode progressed, the questions became more invasive. One question asked if she was only with her boyfriend until someone better came along. She answered yes. Another question revealed she was not working at a call center, as she had claimed. Instead, Ruth admitted to working at a nightclub where she engaged in sex work. She ended the show after that question. The episode became an instant sensation, propelling Ruth into the spotlight. She received numerous interviews on news and talk shows, gaining the fame she had always dreamed of, but at a steep personal cost. Many family members expressed their shame, and Ruth struggled with the backlash. She even contemplated ending it all. For her boyfriend, Brian Romero, the fallout was equally harsh. He became a target of public humiliation, including an incident where a busload of high school students taunted him, forcing him to hide in a nearby store. He later accused the show of setting him up and demanded compensation for his humiliation. Tragically, just months after the episode aired, Ruth was murdered. On September 11, 2012, her parents reported her missing after she failed to return home the previous night. Her body was later discovered buried in a vacant parking lot. Brian was quickly identified as the primary suspect and taken into custody. During questioning, he confessed to breaking into Ruth's home, drugging, assaulting, and hanging her before burying her body. His motive was that he deserved compensation for the public embarrassment caused by her revelations on the show. Emily Peguero was born on July 12, 2001, in Senevi, Dominican Republic. She grew up in a poor family, but lived across the street from a wealthy politician named Marlene, who had a son 3 years older than Emily named Marlon. The two became close friends, and when Emily was 15 and Marlon was 18, they began dating. At 16, Emily became pregnant. Her family was supportive, but Marlon's mother was outraged, fearing the pregnancy would damage her family's reputation and political career. Although Marlon initially agreed to support Emily and the baby, events took a dark turn. On August 23, 2017, when Emily was 5 months pregnant and expecting a boy, she had plans with Marlon to visit a clinic for lab results. Marlon picked her up that morning, but by 11 a.m., Emily's older sister received a suspicious text from Emily, stating that Marlon was dropping her off at a gas station to meet their uncle. The family immediately grew concerned since Emily typically sent voice messages, not texts. When Emily's family confronted Marlon at his home about her whereabouts, he claimed she got the clinic date wrong and had asked to be dropped off at the gas station. Doubting his story, Emily's family reviewed security footage from the gas station, which showed no sign of her. They reported her missing to the police and accused Marlon and his mother of orchestrating her disappearance to protect their reputation. In response to the accusations, Marlon and his mother held a press conference in their living room, where they professed their love for Emily and begged for her safe return. However, viewers noticed Marlene frequently referred to Emily in the past tense, heightening suspicions. Tragically, these suspicions were confirmed. On August 26, 2017, Marlon turned himself in, and 4 days later, his mother did the same. Shortly after, a suitcase was discovered on the roadside in a nearby town. Inside, authorities found Emily's remains. The autopsy revealed she had suffered severe trauma to her skull and abdomen, and evidence suggested her death occurred during a failed attempt to end the pregnancy. During the trial, it was revealed that Marlon had taken Emily to an empty apartment owned by his mother and forced her to consume a harmful substance. When complications arose, Emily began bleeding heavily, and she attempted to fight off Marlon. He pushed her, causing her to hit her head fatally. Surveillance footage later showed Marlon carrying her in a sack. After the incident, he called his mother, and they worked together to conceal the crime. Marlon was sentenced to 30 years in prison, while his mother received a reduced sentence of 2 years. Despite her role in the cover-up, she is now free, while Emily's family continues to mourn their unimaginable loss. "24-year-old Juliana Perez Magalhães, a au pair, moved from Brazil to Herndon, Virginia, in 2022 to work as a nanny for IRS agent Brendan Banfield, his wife Christine, and their children. Her job, which involved childcare in exchange for a room, took a dark turn when she and Brendan began an affair and conspired to murder Christine. On February 24, 2023, Christine Banfield was fatally stabbed in the neck multiple times, allegedly by either Juliana or Brendan. Following the murder, they used a fetish website to lure 39-year-old Joseph Ryan to the house under the pretense of sex. When Ryan arrived, both Brendan and Juliana allegedly shot him in a bedroom, killing him. She then called the police, pretending to be in distress, while Brendan claimed to authorities that Ryan was an intruder who had broken into their home. However, investigators found no evidence of forced entry and were suspicious of both accounts. After the murders, Juliana moved into the primary bedroom with Brendan, making their relationship public. While police did not immediately detain them, they continued building their case. In October 2023, Juliana was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and firearm offenses. Nearly a year later, in September 2024, Brendan was indicted on aggravated murder and related charges, following the completion of forensic analysis. On October 29, 2024, Juliana accepted a plea deal, admitting to manslaughter in Ryan's death in exchange for cooperating with prosecutors against Brendan. She confessed to practicing shooting at a gun range months before the incident and acknowledged her role in the crimes. Brendan has pleaded not guilty, and his trial is set for February 2025. Juliana's sentencing is scheduled for March 21, 2025, with prosecutors planning to recommend a reduced sentence due to her cooperation. August 4th, 2009, a distressed woman named Gabriela Rico Jimenez, appearing distressed with a torn shirt, arrived at the Fiesta Inn luxury hotel in Monterrey, Mexico. She began shouting frantically, drawing a crowd, and local news outlets quickly started filming her outburst. In her rant, Gabriela accused various politicians and wealthy businessmen of heinous crimes, claiming that in 2001 she had been imprisoned by powerful individuals. She further alleged that Carlos Slim Domet, the Mexican billionaire, was responsible for the death of Juan Camilo Mourinho, a prominent Mexican politician who was leading a government campaign against the cartel. Juan had died a year earlier in a plane crash near Mexico City's financial district, a crash that killed everyone on board, as well as 8 people on the ground. Gabriela stated that she had attempted to report these claims to the police, who had mocked her and dismissed her accusations. At one point, she even claimed that powerful figures, including world leaders, engaged in eating human flesh. Eventually, the police arrived and took Gabriela away, and she has not been publicly seen since. After the news broadcast, rumors began to circulate that Gabriela was a well-known model who had appeared in a popular Mexican magazine, which some believed explained why she may have had connections to powerful people. However, when people began investigating her background, they found no records of her life prior to the hotel incident available on the internet. While some dismissed the video as the result of possible mental health issues or drug use, others speculated that she was telling the truth and that the elites were trying to wipe her existence.
¿Qué hizo? ¿Era con quién está hablando ahí? Sí, ¿con quién está hablando ahí luego usted?
Una propietaria de la casa 125.
Marica, la propietaria de la casa 125 falleció hace como unos 20 días, marica.
No, ¿cómo así? ¿Qué me está diciendo?
Sí, no, usted está hablando ahí solo, marica, lo estoy viendo aquí por la cámara, se está hablando ahí solo.
No, como mierda, loco.
In this next video, a Colombian man named Jason Vera, known on TikTok as Vigilante Protector, was working as a security camera operator at a condo complex when he noticed something strange. On one of the monitors, he saw his co-worker talking to someone, though no one appeared to be there. Curious, Jason called his co-worker and asked who he was speaking with. The co-worker replied, "Mr. Orlando." When Jason asked again, the co-worker confirmed, saying, "The property owner from house 125. At that point, Jason informed him that Mr. Orlando had passed away 20 days earlier. Realizing he was possibly talking to a ghost, the shocked co-worker ran away in fear.
Imagínese que llegue y la vean así. Ya la gente tranquilizarse para llegar bien a su casa a cuidar a sus hijos. Tranquilo. Llévame a mi casa. Que se les dice que los médicos para despertar. Ya que está ya muchos niños. Ay, como tarimas en el camión. Ay, yo me quiero conmigo. Sí, pero que me va a ver allá, pero aquí. Tranquila, ¿se quiere ir a si no quiere poner? Primero necesita tranquilizarse, porque si llega hacia su casa, los va a asustar. Cuida por tu niño. ¿Usted me conoce? Sí, yo no sé qué le pasó. ¿Qué le pasó?
In 2019, a woman working at a gas station was responsible for filling up incoming cars with fuel. One day, a truck allegedly from the Maseca cornflour brand pulled in, and she went around to the back to access the tank. As she did, she caught a glimpse inside, and what she saw was horrifying. The truck was filled with the bodies of... Panicked, she quickly ran away, overcome with terror. Another woman nearby noticed her distress and tried to calm her down so she could go home without alarming her children. During this, a bystander began recording the woman as she cried and gagged in shock. The video was then posted on Facebook, quickly going viral in Mexico. Since the incident, there have been no confirmed updates about the woman. Rumors quickly circulated that her body was later found dismembered in a suitcase in a vacant parking lot, with a piece of cardboard bearing a message along the lines of, "This happened to me for seeing what I shouldn't have, and for being a snitch." However, these rumors were never confirmed.
Pai nosso que está no céu, santificado seja o vosso nome. Venha a nós o vosso reino. Seja feita a vossa vontade. Assim na terra como no céu. O pão nosso cada dia nos dai hoje. Perdoa as nossas ofensas, assim como nós perdoamos os nossos pecadores. Não nos deixei cair em tentação, mas livrai do mal. Amém. Você não é poderoso. Você não é poderoso. Jesus, Deus está aqui. Deus é maior do que tudo. Você não é poderoso. Deus é maior. Jesus Cristo está aqui.
Conhece a Bíblia melhor do que você.
Conhece.
Quando você é corrupto.
Sou corrupto. Vou te falar que você
Embate, que eu vou estar nesse dia da te aguardando.
Você é do mal.
This video was recorded by staff at Miguel Couto Hospital in Rio, Brazil, on March 1st, 2017. It shows a man who had been in the face, pacing around the hospital hallways with his body bent backward, his mouth open, and blood seeping from the wound. His eyes appeared wide and dark as he attempted to describe his injury in a strained, raspy voice. Hospital staff seemed too frightened to approach him, with multiple clips showing doctors and nurses keeping a cautious distance. One of the doctors in the hospital even attempted an exorcism on the man, hoping it would get him to stop. Later, the video was uploaded to sites like LiveLeak and YouTube under the title, "The Joys of Working at Miguel Couto Hospital in Rio," with the caption, "What the fuck? Zombies are real." Viewers speculated that drugs might have influenced his behavior. It remains unclear if he received treatment at the hospital or the extent of his injuries.
¿Quién eres?
Te están hablando, güey.
Aquí por la casita rosa, güey. Aquí por la casita rosa, güey. ¡A la madre, güey! ¡No mames, güey!
El Charro Negro is a legendary figure from Mexican folklore, originating in remote regions of Tlaxcala, Veracruz, Puebla, and Hidalgo, as well as in the outskirts of Mexico City, and even the historic neighborhood of Coyoacan. This dark, mysterious figure appears at dusk, riding an imposing black horse with fiery red eyes and emitting steam from its nostrils. El Charro Negro wears a traditional charro suit with a wide-brimmed hat and silver embroidery, enhancing his eerie presence as he roams deserted streets and lonely sidewalks. He is known for approaching lone travelers and offering them gold coins from a small bag at his waist. However, in most versions of the legend, anyone who accepts his coins soon finds themselves in a pact with him, ultimately trading their soul in exchange. This following video, recorded by a group of men, is believed by some to capture real footage of an encounter with El Charro Negro. This final video also comes from Mexico and is one of the most popular ghost videos online, originally uploaded around 2006. It features Facundo, a TV show host, filming in a cemetery at around 1:28 a.m. when he hears the sound of a young girl crying and calling for her mother. Facundo spots the girl in the distance and zooms in on her. He calls out, asking her name. The girl turns around, revealing glowing eyes that startle him, prompting him to run and call for help as her screams echo in the background. When asked about the video, Facundo insisted it was real but speculated it was likely a prank, maintaining that he doesn't believe in ghosts. Despite this, nearly 2 decades later, the video still manages to scare viewers who come across it. Mario Lara, a man from Mexico, decided to open a party supply store where piñatas quickly became the most popular items. Around 2020, he began selling a particular piñata of a girl he named Moana. Shortly after, Mario started experiencing strange occurrences in his store, prompting him to install security cameras to capture the paranormal activity. The footage revealed unsettling events like the Moana piñata moving on its own.
Trato de acomodarla que se vea lo mejor posible y no quiero que se vaya a caer mi celular. Fue transmitido en vivo para Facebook. Dura bastante tiempo, por lo que para este resumen lo adelantaré en cámara rápida. Ponte muy atento a lo que sucede más adelante.
Other piñatas spinning uncontrollably. And even workers being dragged by a ghost. In an attempt to stop the activity, Mario tried cleansing the piñata and eventually abandoned it in the countryside, but nothing worked. Mario began sharing the eerie footage on his YouTube channel, Mario Lara, which grew to over 37,000 subscribers. His most popular video features a camera going in and out of focus, with what viewers believe to be a ghost or demon peeking out from behind the piñatas. However, since then, Mario has made all of his other social media accounts private and remains silent about the paranormal events in his store. Do you think Mario's store is genuinely haunted? Or could this be a hoax to attract attention to his store? Share your thoughts in the comments. This next video, filmed in Isabela, Puerto Rico in 2018, shows a group of friends tubing down an irrigation canal. During their ride, the footage appears to capture what looks like a woman underwater behind them. Strangely, no one noticed her presence until they reviewed the video later that day. Rumors suggest the figure might be the ghost of a woman who went missing and was later found dead in the forest surrounding the canal. Others speculate it could have been the body of a woman who drowned in the area. Some even propose a more mythical explanation, claiming it might have been a mermaid, as Puerto Rico is known for the folklore of Icaya, a centuries-old mermaid whose name means she with a lovely voice. According to legend, she was cursed to roam the sea by wives who were jealous of Icaya befriending their husbands. Which of these possibilities do you believe the most?
Yo también puedo a traer lo que sea la verga. Así que el mecho a mí me pela la verga.
Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales, a native of Sinaloa, Mexico, a region infamous as a hub for cartels and home to the notorious drug lord El Chapo. After Juan dropped out of high school at the age of 15, he moved to the city of Culiacan, where he worked at a car wash. On the side, he began uploading videos under the alias El Pirata de Culiacan, which translates to the Pirate of Culiacan, where he showcased himself binge drinking and using hard drugs. These videos quickly gained attention, leading to invitations to promotional parties and appearances in music videos. However, This newfound fame pushed him deeper into a life of excessive alcohol consumption. He frequently posted videos on social media, chugging beer and whiskey, often drinking to the point of passing out. To avoid having his accounts deleted for underage drinking, he drew a beard on his face and got tattoos of pirates and tigers on his arms to appear older. By the time he was 17, Juan had amassed over 1 million followers on Facebook and 300,000 on Instagram. In one video, seemingly intoxicated, he insulted Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, and one of Mexico's most dangerous drug lords, according to U.S. authorities. Several weeks later, while partying with friends at a bar in Jalisco, a group of armed men stormed in and opened fire on Juan, shooting him 15 to 18 times and killing him instantly. Photos and videos of his lifeless body and the aftermath quickly surfaced online, going viral and cementing his tragic and controversial legacy. El Lobizón is a creature from Argentine and Paraguayan folklore, rooted in the legend of the mythical seventh son. According to tradition, the seventh son in a family with no daughters in between is cursed to transform into a werewolf, or lobizón, on Tuesdays and Fridays, particularly during the night of a full moon. This painful transformation turns the individual into a wolf-like creature that roams the countryside, feeding on carrion, excrement, or small animals. The curse is said to bring misfortune and shame to the family. To counter superstitions that led to the murder of seventh sons, the Argentine government established a tradition in 1920 where the president officially adopts them as godchildren, offering them protection and social acceptance. Here is alleged footage of a real lobizón.
Bueno, pues aquí estamos trabajando. Acabamos de ir a enterrar al chavo este que se ahorcó ayer. Y vamos a echarnos unas pinches cheves. Ok. Pobre güey. Drogadicto de su... ¡Ay, hijo de su puta madre! Pasó algo para acá, güey, para la puerta. Neta, sin mamar, güey. ¡Ah, cabrón! No, cabroneta, pasó un cabrón. No, sí pasó un cabrón, güey. Lo acabo de ver ahí. ¡Ay, su puta madre! ¡Corre! No mames, pinche güey, 30.
On November 30th, 2010, a man named Walter Castrom uploaded a video titled Fantasma en Funeraria, which translates to Ghost in the Funeral Home. The video's description, when translated, reads, "A ghost appeared in the funeral home where we work. The footage features 2 men working at a funeral home in Mexico. They had just finished burying a man who had taken his own life and were celebrating with a few beers. During this moment, a figure appears to run across a window, catching the cameraman's attention. Curious and unnerved, they decide to investigate. While searching, they notice something else, but the area is too dark for the camera to clearly capture what it was. Spooked by the experience, the 2 men retreat to the room, and the video ends abruptly. Walter never provided any updates about the incident, and he hasn't uploaded a video to YouTube in over 14 years, leaving the mystery of what they saw that night unsolved.
Como por... ¡Ay, Regina, la tiras que sí! ¿La quieres aventar hasta la otra cuadra? Tal vez.
In this final clip, a woman named Sarahi and her daughter Regina are shown playing a Venezuelan coin game they discovered on Facebook called Sarita Sarita. This ritualistic game, also popular in other Latin American countries like Colombia and Mexico, is believed to summon the spirit of an indigenous woman who, according to legend, sold her soul to the devil in exchange for the ability to see everything. The game involves two players sitting across from each other, inviting Sarita to join by saying, "Sarita Sarita, can we play?" Each player then tosses a coin in the air. If both coins land on the same side, it signals that the game has begun. In the video, Sarahi and Regina ask to play, and a strange noise in the background startles them. Despite their fear, they continue. Regina asks, "Do my friends envy me?" And they toss their coins again. Suddenly, a hand emerges from the darkness behind Regina, reaching out over her shoulder. Sarahi screams, and both the mother and daughter flee in terror before the video abruptly ends. Selena Quintanilla, born on April 16, 1971, in Freeport, Texas, was a groundbreaking Mexican-American singer, songwriter, and fashion icon. Known as the Queen of Tejano music, she rose to fame in the 1990s with hits like Como la Flor and Bidi Bidi Bom Bom, blending Latin and pop influences seamlessly. In 1991, during a concert in San Antonio, Texas, 30-year-old Yolanda Saldivar developed an intense obsession with Selena. Shortly after, she quit her job as a registered nurse and began contacting Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla, to propose starting a fan club dedicated to Selena. Once granted permission, the fan club grew to over 1,500 members. Over time, Selena and Yolanda formed a bond, and Selena hired Yolanda to help manage her two clothing boutiques. However, complaints soon surfaced from fan club members and boutique employees about Yolanda's abusive behavior and suspected theft. Abraham launched an investigation and discovered that Yolanda had embezzled $30,000, equivalent to nearly $60,000 today when adjusted for inflation. On March 9, 1995, Selena and her father confronted Yolanda about the missing funds. According to Abraham, Selena was emotional during the confrontation, while Yolanda denied all accusations. Abraham warned Yolanda that the police would become involved if the money was not returned. 2 days later, Yolanda purchased a gun, but returned it after Selena chose to keep her in her life, and even discussed opening another store in Mexico with her help. Despite Selena's forgiveness, Abraham did not trust Yolanda, and had an incident where he kicked her out of one of Selena's studio sessions. Police believe this event contributed to Yolanda's eventual actions. On March 30, 1995, Yolanda checked into a room at the Days Inn Motel. Around 11 p.m., Selena visited her to retrieve important documents before returning home. Later that night, Yolanda called Selena, claiming she had been assaulted in Mexico. Selena, skeptical of Yolanda's story, drove alone the next morning to pick her up and took her to a hospital. Doctors found no evidence of an assault, and Selena told them she believed Yolanda was lying. Afterward, Selena drove Yolanda back to the motel, where the two women reportedly had a heated argument. During the confrontation, Selena officially ended their relationship and fired Yolanda from her fan club and boutiques. The argument escalated when Yolanda pulled out a gun and shot Selena in the shoulder. Despite her injury, Selena managed to run to the motel lobby, where witnesses saw Yolanda chasing her with the gun. In the lobby, Selena identified Yolanda Saldivar and her room number 158 before collapsing. Selena was rushed to the hospital but tragically passed away at the age of 23 after the bullet severed an artery. Yolanda engaged in a nearly 10-hour standoff with police before being arrested. She was later sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 30 years. Here is the 911 call from the day Selena was shot.
What is your location? Days Inn Motel. It's 901 Navigation Boulevard. What's wrong, ma'am? We have a woman ran in the lobby, said she's been shot. She's laying on the floor and there's blood. Okay. Where are you? How old is she? She looks about 20. Okay, who saw her? Where is she? She's in the lobby right now? Yes, ma'am. She just passed out. Okay. I already have to call in. I think you need to send a police unit too. It'll go off for me. Okay. Somebody give us some information so we can get the suspect. who might have done it or anything like that? It's another lady, that's all I know. We're trying to find out. And okay, and this lady's about 40 years old? 20. Okay. Yolanda? She's a suspect? Oh, okay, ma'am. What's her last name? Thank you. 911 emergency. We need a police officer. Someone's been shot over here at Navigation. Days In. At Days In? Yes. Okay, what room number? Huh? What room number? She's out here on the parking lot, 158. Okay, who shot her? The lady in 158 shot the lady over here. Okay, is the lady in 158 still there? I don't know. They shot somebody. She's taking off. She's with a vehicle on foot? She's in a vehicle or on foot? They don't know. Well, we need somebody can give us some information so we can get the suspect. I've already got the ambulance and the police over there. They're en route. I need a car. I need a race car. What does she look like? Her name? Yes. Yolanda. Yolanda? She's a suspect? Yes, ma'am. What's her last name? S-A-L-D-I-V-I-A. S-A-L-D. She's with Selena Incorporated, the lady from The Singer. Okay, but where did she go? Do you know if she ran out, which way she ran, and what is she wearing? Yeah, we've already got the police and the ambulance en route over there, but if somebody can give me some information, we can catch her. She can't tell me nothing, the lady that shot's laying here on the floor. Okay, where did she get shot at? What part of her body? Part of the body that she... the police are on the phone. Yeah. What part of the body did she get shot at? In her back. In the back. Yeah. Okay, if y'all come across any information about the suspect, you call me right back, okay? Yes. All right, bye-bye.
Hola Dexter. El día de hoy te haré unas preguntas, ¿sí?
EXP Goat is a YouTube channel launched on January 8, 2023, that has rapidly gained popularity, now boasting 18.2 thousand subscribers. The channel offers a mix of English and Spanish horror content, including short films and analog horror videos. The most popular content on the channel revolves around an analog horror series featuring a mysterious white dog named Dexter. Dexter makes his first appearance in the video Experimento 2 Dexter, where he is described as a tall, thin, white dog with an anthropomorphic body. The video reveals that Dexter is blocking the efforts of the Alternative Scientific Research Center, CICA, to use portals for traveling between alternate realities. The next two parts of Dexter's story show an experiment in which a test subject successfully enters another dimension, but is ultimately killed by Dexter. The series then takes a bizarre turn, with the following 3 Dexter videos consisting of short clips. each less than a minute long, showing Dexter eating cereal and a deer. If you have a theory about what these cryptic videos mean, let us know in the comments.
My God, they have guns. Jesus.
Go.
No, please. What? Please. Please, what? Please, what? No, Espanol, please. We're just...
No broma.
Bird watchers. Aaron Pesant and Logan set out on a road trip from their home in Indiana to Cancun, Mexico. While driving down a remote back road in Mexico, they decided to slow down to look for birds and snap a few photos. Suddenly, a white pickup truck sped past them and came to an abrupt stop in front of their car. A group of armed cartel members jumped out of the truck and aimed their weapons at the two men. In the footage, you can see the fear on Aaron and Logan's faces. Fortunately for them, the cartel members quickly realized the pair were American tourists and assured them they were not in danger. One of the men, who introduced himself as Felipe, even warned them not to travel further down the road before letting them go. The video was later uploaded online, quickly going viral and sparking widespread discussions about the dangers of traveling on back roads in Mexico. Aaron and Logan's traumatic experience even led to interviews with news outlets such as Inside Edition.
Mami, sí. Cójala, yo no estoy... ¿Qué pedazo de niña, mami?
Quédate la niña, no hay que subirse algo, nosotros andamos con mi abuelita ahorita.
Vamos a bajar por el sótano, agarrar con la permita, se lo veo.
En nombre de Jesús. No, espere, yo no quiero bajar solo.
Bájale todo. Baje, que le la luz.
¿Le da el rápido?
Sí, baja.
Mami, está hacia allá, mire.
Se le acercó la cámara. No está por allá.
Vamos.
Qué peligro eso. No, por eso voy a acercarla. En el nombre de Jesús. Ya déjenos en paz.
En el nombre de Jesús. Vamos a ver arriba.
Cristo, Cordero de Dios. ¿Qué es eso?
This next video, recorded on March 30th, 2015, in Bogota, Colombia, captures a chilling encounter. In the footage, a terrified mother is seen waking up her children after hearing what she believes to be the cries of a witch coming from their basement. The family tries to scare it away by banging a metal pole against the wall, but their efforts are unsuccessful. Determined to confront the source of the noise, the mother ventures downstairs with two of her sons. As they search the basement, they spot the shadowy figure of the witch moving in a corner. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the family retreats upstairs in fear. The video ends abruptly with no update ever given. On May 17, 2006, a man by the name of Geronimo Flores, who was in a UFO group, was in Monterrey, Mexico, when he spotted what he believed to be a witch riding a broomstick over a mountain, and he captured it on camera. People who viewed the video were skeptical of Geronimo and assumed that he faked the video with the help of his UFO group. But he assured them that the group didn't fake it, and even had a police officer vouch for them, saying that he saw a cloaked figure flying over the mountains. While the viewers that weren't skeptical about the video believed it due to Monterrey being known as a hotspot for cryptids and paranormal activity. Geronimo then sent the video to The Primer Impacto, a popular news TV show that is known for covering strange and shocking topics.
lugar ultra secreto, el Dr. Tura, un célebre científico tataranieto del famoso Dr. Frankenstein, trabaja en...
Mexican-American actor Tony Dalton was on a trip to the US when he came across MTV shows like Jackass and The Tom Green Show. Inspired, he decided to create a similar show in Mexico with Mexican actor Krzysztof Ryczynski as his co-host. Upon returning to Mexico, Dalton pitched the concept to Televisa, who approved it. The show, titled No Te Equivoques, meaning Make No Mistake, featured various stunts, sketches, and public pranks designed to capture attention. The hosts often encouraged strangers to participate in risky challenges in exchange for prizes. According to local media reports, on Sunday, December 21st, 2002, Tony and Krzysztof decided to film an episode at the Vet Crew nightclub in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Upon arrival, they quickly grabbed the crowd's attention and requested the club to stop the music, ensuring all eyes were on them. They then invited the crowd to participate in a challenge for a chance to win a bottle of wine. The task was to take 25 shots of tequila. Marco Israel Lopez, a 19-year-old in attendance, accepted the challenge and drank 30 shots, winning the prize. However, Tony and Krzysztof encouraged him to take it further, pushing Marco to consume an additional 10 shots, totaling 40. After recording wrapped and Marco was declared the winner, the bottle of wine was thrown into the audience. Security at the club then asked Marco's friends to take him home. Local media reported that the 19-year-old returned home early on December 22nd, 2002. However, when his parents tried to wake him, he was unresponsive. His dad attempted CPR, and a significant amount of tequila came out of Marco's lungs, but it was too late. Marco passed away at just 19 years old. His father demanded justice, and Tony Dalton and Krzysztof Ryczynski were summoned to make statements at the public ministry in Benito Juarez, Mexico City. According to the latest public update, both hosts claimed that a club employee had encouraged them to hype up the crowd and provided them with drinks to do so. They also stated that their purpose for attending the club was to take photos and sign autographs. The club was shut down, and the show was canceled after 11 episodes, with both hosts leaving the Channel 5 program. Most of the show remains lost, with only one episode available to watch on YouTube. It is likely to stay that way, as both the hosts and Televisa have refused to acknowledge the show. Margarita Di Tullio, better known by her nickname Pepita la Pistolera, translated as Pepita the Gunslinger, was a controversial figure in Argentina, known as a vigilante, thief, pimp, and murderer. Her nickname came after she defended herself by killing 3 men who broke into her apartment, intending to sexually assault her. She resented the nickname because it reminded her of that traumatic incident. Pepita gained wider recognition in 1997 when she was arrested and accused of kidnapping and killing photographer and journalist José Luis Cabezas, who was reportedly about to expose political corruption. She spent time in prison, but was later released when the true perpetrators were discovered. After her release in 1998, Pepita appeared on several talk shows, including the renowned Almorzando con Mirtha Legrand, or Lunch with Mirtha Legrand, one of Argentina's most prestigious and long-running television programs. During her interview, Pepita spoke in detail about the break-in, the José Luis Cabezas case, and her experience in jail. According to several sources, Pepita later revealed in her unpublished autobiography that she discreetly snorted cocaine during the interview, doing so without Mirtha noticing on camera. Sadly, Pepita passed away before her book could be released. Aside from these accounts, little else is known about this episode. Although Almorzando con Mirtha Legrand has been a significant staple of Argentine television for over 40 years, much of its early footage has been poorly preserved, with many episodes from prior to the 2000s either partially or completely lost.
O Povo na TV começa mais cedo, 1 da tarde. O Povo na TV, a tribuna livre para você botar a boca no trombone e fazer valer os seus direitos. Informação, utilidade pública e prestação de serviço no programa mais polêmico da televisão. O Hilton Franco comanda ao vivo. O Povo...
O Povo na TV, translated as The People on TV, was a Brazilian live talk show known for its discussions on controversial topics, often leading to arguments and even physical confrontations on stage. On December 14, 1982, a woman named Maria Arenalda da Silva appeared on the show to highlight and criticize the lack of healthcare and proper treatment her daughter, Danubia, had received at multiple hospitals for what was initially diagnosed as an eye tumor, later revealed to be eye cancer. During the interview, Danubia suddenly began to bleed from her eye and was rushed to the hospital, where she tragically passed away from the cancer. The episode sparked widespread outrage among the public, leading to such a strong negative reaction that the episode was taken off the air and eventually lost. O Povo na TV continued to air new episodes for another year before it was officially canceled, following a scandal involving a fake healer who appeared on the show, deceived viewers, and was later arrested. Since the episode in which Danubia passed away aired in 1982, it is highly unlikely that it will ever be recovered, and it may be best for it to remain lost. Los Clones, which translates to The Clones, was a Mexican television program that aired on the channel TV Azteca in 2005. The show was known for its unsettling puppets with exaggerated facial features that were used to parody celebrities at the time. The show was canceled after less than a month of the series airing, most likely due to parents complaining about their kids being traumatized by the puppet's appearance. For years, Los Clones remained completely lost until August 4th, 2013, when YouTube user Jerome Dufour uploaded a 10-minute video featuring commercial footage for the show, along with part of an episode that parodied Michael Jackson. Since then, no additional footage or information about the show has surfaced online, yet it continues to unsettle those who come across it. On November 7th, 2022, user Milesium487 made this post on the Lost Media Wiki forum. I have a friend from Brazil that goes by the name Kali Calamari on the internet that remembers seeing a creepy animated short of a girl that anywhere she went would turn water into blood. They said that they saw this short at around 2009 to 2010 on either MTV or a Brazil TV channel. It was either a silent short or a music video. They don't remember any characters speaking in the short, but they do remember the short having some audio, but was possibly drowned out by bad transmission. It stared a girl with short black hair and a dress, possibly red. The whole thing had a distinct black, white, red, and possibly blue palette to it. The style was very simple and a bit rough. They don't remember there being a title card, as either there was none, or they started watching midway through. All they remember from it is the girl was possibly a child going to school. But every time she arrived near any body of water, it turned to blood. They think that maybe her teacher was involved in some way, but they do not remember how she looked like at all. There were two scenes that stuck with Kali. One where she went to grab some water from an indoor water dispenser, those with the big bottles on top. And as she was about to get water on her cup, she sees all the water and it turned to blood while she looks horrified. And the other one was at the very end, where she was inside a bus going back home. She looked at the viewer looking scared or sad, possibly covered in blood. They assumed that she was going back home. The camera panned out. They remember the camera panning to the left side of the screen to show a thing that was a final twist to the whole thing, but does not remember what it was. The post quickly gained traction, going viral within the Lost Media community. The search continued for a year until, on November 4th, 2023, a YouTube user named Arquivos de TV uploaded the episode Fome Noturna from the 2005 Brazilian animated show Annabelle, which initially aired on Nickelodeon before moving to another channel for its second season. The episode featuring Blood Girl was officially recovered, but an English dub, reportedly created by a British dubbing company for the UK Children's Broadcasting Channel, remains lost.